Hi, I'm Chris from evaluagent. So in this video, we're going to look at how we build generative AI automatic line items for our scorecards. So let's jump into it. Now, what we're going to be doing here is building an automatic line item that can score either a yes, a no, or a non-applicable. So the first thing that I'm going to do is set up our scoring template that will allow for those options. So I'm coming into our quality settings and I'm going to come to line item scoring. And we can see we've got a list of scoring templates that we've already got set up. We've got yes, partial, no, etc. But we just want a yes, no. So I'm going to come to the new scoring template and I'm just going to call this yes, no. And we've got two outcomes here. Change that to yes. And then the fail option to no. We can leave the colors as is. We can change them if we like, but for this example, it's not massively important. So I'm then going to add that scoring template here, and we can see that dropped in there. So this is essentially a library of all of the scoring templates that we use to include in our line items as scoring options. So now that that's done, I'm going to come back to the command palette, and I'm going to come to our topics. So this is a managed topic section, which is a repository of all of our line items and insight topics as well. All of these things are contained in the one place. So we're going to create a new topic. We will then select our technology. So this is GenAI. And then it's a line item that we're creating. So the model will pop in on the right-hand side, as we can see here. And we essentially just complete the details where we complete the details of the line item, i.e. what are we measuring, what theme, what's the description. We give the system a prompt, and we also have a scoring template. Now, from the scoring templates that we just built, we can add in our yes, no in here. Now, you can add any scoring template you like, but as you can see, the scoring criteria will drop in at the bottom, and we must give the system instructions on how to score with each item. So as long as you can describe what each of the components you're looking to score is, then you can use any scoring template as you want. The line item that we're going to be creating relates to the agent handling customer objections positively. So our name here, or the title, the line item question is, did the agent handle customer objections positively? We can add in a description. So let's just call this objection handling. Now, this doesn't have any impact on the scoring. It is simply a descriptor label. We then select our theme, so we can just select one of the drop downs here. We can add in a new theme if we like, and that just allows us to group our line items and insight topics together by those themes. So the next thing is our main GPT prompt, and this is essentially giving a clear instruction on what it is we're looking to measure in this line item. So we're going to say assess whether the agent handles customer objections positively. So we keep it simple and we keep it specific. If you're looking to measure more than one thing in an automated line item, that's where you would tend to struggle because it's a broader assessment. To keep it super specific and accuracy high, focus on one element per line item. So we're being specific on what we're looking to measure. The next thing is we complete the criteria for each of the scoring options. Now we also get the option to include a non-applicable in here, so let's add that in as well. So for our yes option, or for each of these options, what we essentially do is describe the behavior that we're looking to identify for each of these elements and provide examples. So in this case, where we're saying yes, we would say describe the behavior. The agent responds to customer objections with understanding, empathy, and constructive solutions, such as, I understand your concern about concern about the renewal price. Here are some options to help. Or thank you for sharing your worries. Let me clarify this for you. Or similar. Similar. Gosh. So the tone is calm, positive, and aimed at resolving the issue without dismissiveness or defensiveness. There we go. So we're describing the behavior and giving examples. Now, when we're completing our no option here, we do exactly the same, which can sometimes be difficult because we typically want to focus on the behavior, the positive elements and what we want to see. But in this case, we're wanting to highlight the negative things that would warrant a no being scored. So again, we're describing the behavior. Agent dismisses or ignores customer objections, responds negatively or defensively, or fails to address the concern. For example, that's just how it is. You have no choice, or ignoring the objection completely. Okay. Then for our non-applicable, this is where we would say if there's no objections, it's being raised by the customer, then it would be a non-applicable. So no objections were raised by the customer during the interaction. For instance, again, we're just giving examples to purchase the policy. Can you help me update my address or similar? Similar, where no objection handling is required. There we go. So we've got our scoring criteria set up and we've got our prompt. We can just save the changes in here and we will see this in a draft mode, a draft state. So now that we've created our draft line item, before we actually activate it and start using it in scorecards, we want to test its accuracy. So we'll take a look at that in the next video.